Shalawam, Shalawam, Yahawah, just a brother on Ryan. Back with another quick hit through the power and spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS who rule well in these scriptures. And peace and blessings to the sincere Akim pushing this truth. And the sincere Akwathium listening in all humbleness and quietness. To you I say Shalawam. Alright, the title of this lesson is going to be Cannabalism is on its way. Because prophecy is passing, man. The Lord is speeding things up, and all these things were written aforetime for our learning, man. To know, when these times come, to be mentally prepared and your faith be built up in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. That's the only way, you're going to be able to survive the said perils, man. The famine, the sword, the destruction of Babylon the Great, and the rulership of Esau. So right now, man, we seeing all these things go down with the coronavirus. You got stores either specifying hours, hours for specific age groups. You got stores that's only accepting digital currency via credit cards or debit cards. You got some stores, hey man, they're running so low, the trucks aren't running like they used to. As where you probably get 2 to 3 trucks a week. Now you maybe get one, man, 1 or 2. So it's definitely halted, man. And you got certain stores where, hey, they'll make you wait in line, man. Me and the brother Yahawah went to Kroger's the other day, and they got it on the paper products section, seeing an attendant. So they making people, that this is all about control, man. Esau, the so-called white man, his last hoorah, man. But with this coronavirus, man, it's definitely changing the everyday life, the way of life, how it was here in Babylon a couple months ago, especially right before the year hit, man. Life was different than it is now, and when you got these food shortages, man, and people, you got attendants and things like that at different stores, man, in control of how much you can buy or whatever, man. That's oppression, and that's if you have a spiritual eye, you can see these prophecies coming to pass, man. They're coming to pass, the prophecies that have passed already, and the prophecies that, we see where this devil is going, man. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. But without further ado, man, I'm going to get into this lesson, man, and bring out a couple scriptures, man, through the power and spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, this is on The Guardian about Washington State. It's titled Revealed. Food bank shortages expected to hit Washington State by mid-April. Okay. Report obtained by Guardian projects acute demand and supply problem, meaning agencies will struggle to provide for the hungry. Written by Jason Wilson, Saturday, April 4th, 2020. All right. And it reads, agencies and organizations tasked with feeding children, the poor, and the elderly in Washington State during the coronavirus crisis will experience shortages of food and supplies as early as mid-April, according to state government emergency planning documents obtained by The Guardian. A 27 March situation report site rep document produced by the Unified Command of Washington's State Emergency Operations Center projects that a combination of acute means small, demand at food banks and schools, supply problems for food and cleaning supplies, plus staffing shortages will mean government and NGOs will struggle to provide for hungry people whose incomes have disappeared as the state's economy stutters. This raises the prospect of food bank shortages in Washington, but also nationwide, as food banks across the U.S. are being increasingly utilized by unprecedented numbers of people in an economy that has been abruptly slow to fight the spreading pandemic. Right, man. So these food banks, man, these places where they hand out free food, hey, and that's all leading to Revelations 13 and 16, man. You know, he calls it all. What are you gonna do? You know, when you have no other choice but to either take the chip or have the faith in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawah, man. Some of y'all, you know, are gonna go through it, man, and are gonna fold, man. It's just some people have to play out that role, you know. That's why it's a must that you continue to build your faith up in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawah, so that you don't even think about that in that time, man. You know, you've read these things, you've seen these things come to pass in front of your face. So if the Lord says in the same book, you know, that don't worry about none of that, trust in me, and I got you, you know, why wouldn't you take that? Why wouldn't you look at that? Why wouldn't you have faith in that also? You know, brothers kept the faith this long, man. We got to keep pushing, man. You know, because, man, it's coming. All right. Washington State has experienced one of the earliest and most serious outbreaks of COVID-19 in the U.S. Governor Jay Inslee has received praise in recent days for his decisive response, which is thought to have prevented an even worse crisis. But the document suggests that at the predicted peak of the epidemic, which has already infected at least 4,896 Washingtonians and killed at least 195, the state will need to head off of a parallel The state will need to head off a parallel humanitarian crisis. The SIT-REP document produced by the emergency agency coordinated by Washington State's military department and distributed to state and local agencies involved in the emergency response. And this is going to bring forth them troops, you know, that insurrection, man, in Babylon, man. You know, it's just all this is the Lord's movie. All this the Lord spoke of aforetime, man. You know, and now it's happening. You know, and it's gonna hit a lot of these people, man. Majority of the world is gonna hit hard. Hence, cannibalism coming back. When it's no food in the stores, man, or you know, even people who, you know, you're gonna have people who are gonna try to refrain from taking a chip for so long, man. They're gonna lose their minds, man, because they don't know Yahawah or Yahawashi. You know, they're gonna lose their minds after trying to break in, you know, a neighbor's home, you know, or seeing that a neighbor is heavily armed or something, man. They gonna cut their kids up, man. You know, they gonna find set a trap and catch another human being and cut them up and cook them, man, and eat them, man. Because that's the times we're coming into, man. Food shortages, what else is people going to turn to? Especially Esau, the so-called white man. You know? Details emerging problems and frantic efforts to solve them across a range of numbered emergency support functions, including communications, firefighting, and energy. All right, so it's basically just steadily hitting on the food shortages, man. I'm not gonna read all of this, for the sake of time, but you get the point, man. These food banks in different places that help feed the hungry are running out of food, man. So what else are these people going to turn to? All right. Get a couple scriptures. Because cannibalism is in the scriptures, man. Jeremiah 19. I started and I will make this city desolate, which is America, man, and it's becoming that. Hey, you stuck here, man. We stuck wherever you at. Desolate is gonna be all the way wiped out, and hissing, and everyone that passes thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. And they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend, and the siege and straightness wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. All right, that's that martial law. That's those UN troops. That's this world war. All right, because America, for so long, man, all these surrounding countries, it wasn't too many battles fought on American soil, man. These people ain't going to regard America as being a superpower any longer, man. All right. Especially once the EU and NATO step on the scene, you know. But the point of the matter being is that I will cause them to eat the flesh of their daughters, or the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat everyone the flesh of his friend. People are going to be looking for food. You could see it yourself, man. A person, a father of a family, running a couple doors down, breaking into a house, you know, looking for food. They don't have anything near, but he sees a, a the neighbor's son or daughter, man. Shit, he could even see his neighbor, you know. Stomach is gonna be touching their ribs in that time, man. But it shall be well with the elect, man. We gonna be all right. Bahasham Yahawashi has us, and I'll get that after this scripture right here, Isaiah 9. And 19, through the wrath of the Lord, Yahawah of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. All right. And when is the wrath of we're living, you know, in the beginning of sorrows. The wrath of the Lord is right around the corner, man. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. You know? And that's what's coming to America, man, because it was placed on us, man. this is the Lord recompensing double unto Esau, the so-called white man, and our enemies, Elam. You know, all these countries that were considered third world countries for forever, man. America is about to be just like them, man, on a larger, way larger and greater scale, man. And out this lesson, I'm gonna go to Isaiah. All right, Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. It's going to irritate these people and just fuck with their minds day in, day out, man, because they don't know where to go. They don't know how to fix the problem. It won't be any fixing, you know, to their problems. You know, this is gonna. Hey, the scriptures tell you how the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, that's why you gotta fear Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Yahawah is known as the King of Terrors, man. He could give it to you any way you want it, man. And his servants are the ones doing the work, his work. You know, putting these videos out, edifying the people, letting them know who's who, what's what, current events. You know, the Lord is going to reward his people who continued until they couldn't push a lesson anymore. You know. But the point of the matter being is that cannibalism is on its way, man. All right, these food shortages, man. People are going to eat their neighbors, eat their own kids, man, for starvation's sake. All right. I want to end out this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory which is due to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Harakah Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS who rule well in these scriptures. And peace and blessings to the sincere occupier pushing this truth to you. I say Shalawam.